The purest knight to serve Arthur was Galahad. Yet when the day came for him to become the champion of a lady at court, out of the purity of his love, Arthur shook his head and frowned. "What do you know of love?" asked Arthur. "If you are so eager to champion a lady, I will give you 3 to choose from." The king sent for Margaret, an old hunched scrub-woman. "Would you serve her out of love, fair knight?" Arthur demanded. "I don't understand, my lord," Galahad murmured, embarrassed. Arthur sent the old woman away. A newborn baby girl was ushered in. Galahad shook his head. "This love you speak of is a hard master," Arthur said. He sent a 3rd time, and Arabelle, a lovely 12-year-old girl, entered. Galahad tried to control his anger. "My lord, she's just a young maiden, and my half-sister," he said. Arthur said kindly, "I'm trying to show you something taught me by my master Merlin. He taught me another way to love. Consider the old woman, the baby, the young girl. As the forms of the feminine change, what you call love changes with it. When you say you are in love, actually an image you carry around inside has been satisfied. Love can turn to hatred if your inner image is betrayed or the reality of its subject changes," the king explained. "What can be done about this?" asked Galahad. "Look beyond your emotions, which will always change, and ask what lies behind the image." To us, love is a highly personal feeling. To a wizard, it is a universal force. Wizards do not see forms of love as higher or lower. That is the language of judgment, and wizards don't judge. There is only one kind of love, Merlin told Arthur. Personal love is a concentrated form of universal love. Universal love is an expanded form of personal love. You can experience both to the fullest if you allow yourself to be open. To some extent or another, we all fall in love with images. Usually, we are searching for someone to either reflect our own self-image or to repair it. Feeling incomplete in yourself, you try to bolster your lack through someone else. Searching out your own voids is the first step toward universal love. Filling them with the essence of life is the second. If you honestly look at your past, you will always find a mixed bag. Some experiences may have aroused love of self or others. Many did not. These images are what they are. Accept them and move to a higher sense of self, which is unconnected with memory. This is the region of love, the region of yourself entered through meditation. You can get a sense of what it is like to go beyond images through the following exercise. Imagine a beautiful woman or handsome man in your mind's eye, someone who represents your ideal object of love. Then change their face, making it older and older, until what you behold is wizened and wrinkled. Is your feeling of love still as strong as when you first started? Can you call it love when a mere change of image causes such an alteration? Once you stop seeing love as a mere emotion, it makes sense that as a universal force, it is drawing everyone toward it. Thus, we should honor every expression of love, however distorted. Beyond waking, dreaming, and sleeping, there are infinite realms of consciousness. A wizard exists simultaneously in all times. A wizard sees infinite versions of every event. The straight lines of time are actually threads of a web extending to infinity. Merlin's robe was embroidered with moons and stars, and the boy Arthur was curious why that was so. "Let me show you," Merlin offered. He took Arthur and sat him on a hilltop. "Now tell me the furthest thing you can see." "I see the forest extending for miles until it reaches the horizon. That's as far as I can see," said Arthur. "And what is further than that?" Merlin asked. "The stars, and then empty space extending to infinity." "Very good," the wizard said. "And if we were in our crystal cave," he questioned. "Well, outside it would be the forest, the horizon, the sky, sun, stars, and empty space." "Then mark well," Merlin said clearly, "no matter where you go, the same infinity extends in all directions. You are thus the center of the universe, no matter where you go. Knowing this, You would wear moons and stars too. A wizard believes in a present that is eternal. He sees that all events occur simultaneously, and every place is the same point surrounded by infinity. To make use of infinity, you must retrain your mental conception of time and space. You mortals believe that the past creates the present and the present the future, Merlin chided the boy. Imagine a perfect future. See yourself in that future. At this very moment, Arthur suddenly had a vision of Camelot in all its glory. Now take the memory of that future and bring it here into the present. Shed the burden of the past and let your vision of a realized future guide you. He smiled at the boy. You're living backwards in time, just as a wizard does, living tomorrow's dream today. And you have changed the past then, by no longer letting it influence your actions in the present? Said Arthur. Exactly, the wizard nodded proudly. There is truly only the eternal now, ever renewing itself. Change the past completely by seeing it as unreal, a phantom of the mind. You can seize control of your life and live the highest ideals now. Living them now is how they will be achieved. Time is an eternity extending in both directions, no matter what moment you choose as your beginning. Our linear sense of time is nature's way of letting us fulfill our desires one at a time, which is after all the most enjoyable way. What creates the illusion of past, present and future is just the focus of your attention. When you can use this power consciously and suspend the linear conception of time, you will be a wizard. Seekers are never lost, because Spirit is always beckoning to them. Seekers are offered clues all the time from the world of the Spirit. Ordinary people call these clues coincidences. To a wizard, there are no coincidences. Every event exists to expose another layer of the soul. Spirit wants to meet you. To accept its invitation, you must be undefended. When you seek, begin in your heart. The cave of the heart is the home of truth. Merlin had the strange habit of seeming to enjoy the occasional mishaps that befell the boy Arthur. If Arthur came home to the cave with cuts and bruises, or having narrowly escaped an accident, the wizard would murmur, "Good," and nod approvingly. "How can you be happy when I'm hurt?" Arthur cried one afternoon after such an exchange. "Whenever something bad happens to me, you seem pleased." "I was rejoicing at your escape," Merlin said kindly. "If you only knew it, these accidents of yours could have been much worse. You're learning to save yourself. There are no accidents, despite what you mortals believe. Be sure that everything that befalls you, good or bad, is the result of some action in the past, however distant." The wizard shook his head. "If you look, you will see that a disguised clue to your true spirit is present in every coincidence. It is up to you to heed them and interpret them."